is easy, so hush, little baby, don't you cry. And the living is easy. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Who do we have here today? Appreciate you joining me on this special live stream celebrating the beginning of summer. Well, it's not technical, but it's close enough. Type in the chat who you are and where you are at. It's always great to see where everybody's tuning in from. And hopefully you are already on Patreon, either at the paid tier in the community or as a free tier member to be a part of the community. I post a lot of materials that are for free for these live streams. And we've got CR, welcome. Keith, welcome. Good to see you. Atlanta from Wisconsin to Atlanta, great. Grab your guitar. We're going to do some jamming and some playing. I'm going to talk about some different comping ideas and teach you. Rome, good to see you as well. Looking forward to our lesson coming up here. Many of you, again, are all of you are on Patreon. So again, these started off as kind of Patreon members, but of course it's just on YouTube, so it's open to anybody. All of the materials are on Patreon. So, and again, a lot of the times I'll post certain materials that are related to these live streams for all tiers and public too. So just grab it if you want. Oh, Daniel from Portland, Oregon. Hey, you're the what's the word? you're the reason for this particular live stream today. So summertime. Daniel and I were working on summertime in his private lesson on Patreon at the diamond tier, which right now there's no diamond tiers available, but you can contact me if you're interested in private lessons, also via Zoom. So summertime is probably the most important jazz standard, or I don't know about the word important, but definitely the most popular, just from my years of playing and sitting in with people and people sitting in, especially vocalists. What song do you want to sing? Summertime. It's like a no-brainer. Summertime is the most popular jazz standard, and probably, I'll say it this way, definitely the most important song for you to know. So if you don't know it, today's lesson will be good for you to learn the basic structure of it, the basic chords. It can be kind of confusing often. I should grab my various fake books, because sometimes you'll see some fake books, if you look at it, especially if it's written in the key of A minor, it might say A minor, E7/B, A minor/C. It'll have all this stuff in there that's not necessary, when all that you really care about is A minor, E7, A minor. Maybe quick change A7, D minor, D minor. You don't need any other stuff. E7. Okay, I like that a little bit. E7, A minor, and maybe the 2/5 or 2/5, A minor to the D7. Maybe G7. Hush, little baby, don't make me cry. Then you get one of these mornings. Then you can walk the bass. You're gonna rise up singing. And I have this PDF. It's for free if you want to grab it. Throw in that little Django lick there from his minor blues. And that's another aspect I love talking about is soloing. But we'll see if I want to talk too much about soloing. If you're on Patreon, definitely grab my chord melody arrangement. It's in the key of A minor, which is a standard key to learn it. And grab the scale soloing sheet too. That's a very important one for soloing aspects. Gary, welcome. I don't know if I said hello, but Gary, welcome. I know you're on Patreon too. So again, most of you guys are on Patreon. Appreciate you being there. I love the community. It's really growing, and it's definitely my way of keeping in shape. I'll say that on the guitar, because I've been focusing heavily on my Patreon community for the last 6 years now, I guess you could say, and posting materials and lessons every day for the last 3 years. And it's definitely keeping me in practice mode, which is amazing. But I also gig a lot too, so I have to balance it out from gigging and practicing and posting too. I've got the Gypsy jazz guitar today. I'll probably kind of play maybe a little Gypsy jazz in this style. And then we can also work on some bolero strum if you want to do. We could do it as a Gypsy bossa. I'm talking about summertime, how the different styles, and this is what I was going over with Daniel in his private lesson on Zoom the other day. Is like you can play it in swing, you play it in bossa nova. You can substitute changes. Maybe you can add a lot of chords if you want to. So there's a lot of substitutions. Those are the type of things that summertime makes a great tune for you as a template to learn from because it's so basic. The melody is just pentatonic, and we'll play through the melody. It's just pentatonic melody, except for one note that's added in the 9, the B natural if you're in the key of A minor. And chord wise too, it's just the basic chord 1 5 1, then to the 4, back to the 5, and then to the 1, then 1 6 2 5 in the relative major. That's how I memorize songs in terms of the numbers, so that I can play it in any key. So I do recommend that, and we'll kind of analyze that here. So maybe I'll go ahead and just load it up here on a sound slice practice video. This is kind of how I like to do it, as if I'm doing a private lesson. I'd load up my sound slice videos. But feel free to type in the chat. Grab those PDFs. They're for free. If you want, you just have to follow the link that's in the description. It covers bossa comping and even covers like playing in a ballad style, just arpeggiating. You know, if you want to do it, have it really sparse and almost folky. Maybe you're Eva Cassidy fan. I am. A beautiful soulful version. We could do a just to show you some demonstrations. We could do a Gypsy waltz. Why not? You know, kind of that feel for summertime. We could play it in 6/8 modal style. We could do it in 5/4. Say if you like the song Take 5, you could go. That's in 5/4. Boo da ba da boo da boo da ba da boo da. 1 and 3, just like you're playing Take 5. So this again, summertime is a really great song because it's so simple. You know, rather simple. I'll say, if you know the basic chord progression, then you can jam with your buddies and say, hey, let's play it in 5/4. Let's play it in 3/4. Let's play a waltz. Let's play Gypsy waltz. Let's play a bolero style. You just mix and match your whatever feel. You know, sometimes when I'm jamming or playing live with my trio or my band, they don't know until I start playing whether I want swing or bossa or Latin. You know, or we could do it funky. You know, kind of like what maybe what you do with Caravan. So there's so many. Again, that's my spiel on just taking chances, just experimenting with feels, rhythmic feels, and but also make sure you learn the bolero strum pattern. And on Patreon lately, the boleros in the Gypsy bossa, that's been a very popular topic. Just getting back to some of the basics on the Latin Gypsy jazz style. So definitely check out my lessons on True Blanc Bolero. And this is just kind of reference for you on Patreon. Check out my bonus video lessons and materials on True Blanc Bolero by Django Reinhardt. Check out Bossa Dorado, Força 4. Those are two of the classic Gypsy bossas. Check out my lesson on Caravan, where I talk about that Latin funk strumming. Okay. So let me load up here the basic lead sheet. I think this might be important for us, or to jam on the melody, to learn the melody if you're new to it. Type in the chat. I'm not looking right now, but I'll take a look to see who else is joining in today. And definitely give it a thumbs up if you like these live streams, because I'll keep doing some more of them if people are tuning in. I kind of slowed down because there wasn't much of a turnout as I was hoping. So, but if there's a good turnout, and I'm happy to do more. let me go ahead and share screen this and see what happens. I haven't done this in a little while, so let's check it out. Awesome. So here, check it out. This is my summertime sound slice practice video. These practice videos are great for. I use it myself. I see some. I love the sound slice. This tool. Okay, it's a program, and I am promoting it. I don't get paid for for getting members joining in, but it is a program. Anybody can use Sound Slice, but there's a paid tier member as well. So I put all of my materials in Sound Slice mode. That way, all you have to do is press the space bar. There, I was doing swing style with some walking bass, some bossa nova. Then I ended with the bolero. This is a great way to practice your rhythm. Usually, I would say turn on that metronome though too, uh, so that it's clicking on every beat there for you. Let's see, why isn't it doing it right now? There it is. This is the basic version. So and then we can practice soloing. I love just jamming along and put it on a play, and then put on repeat. Here, actually, I'm going to change this repeat a little bit longer. I can edit this to my heart's desire, add more chords in, especially on that turnaround. I repeat this like I don't know, say 20 times. Why not? Go a little crazy with this now. Um, and again, you can fancy up this, and you'll have to check out my other versions. I'll load it up too for comping. This is just a basic lead sheet, and sometimes I'll have a fancier one where I'll have the melody down, and you can transpose this, by the way, in any key. This is a really great tool to use here. But again, what you can do is just practice the basic chords. You can learn the melody, the lyric, summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Da, 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 da. Daddy's rich. And, just play along with the melody. So that's what I suggest. If you don't know that or already know the basic melody, that's important. And then the basic chords. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. This is a practice session, by the way. Let me check the chat to see who's here. So the lead sheet. Hello. Hey, hello. Good to see you. The lead sheet. Those are all on Patreon. I'll say this. I have, I don't know, maybe 500 to 1,000 sound slice videos. Okay, maybe that's exaggerating. Maybe 500, including my etudes, chord melodies, and everything. I'm constantly trying to upload more of my sound slice practice videos. These are just mainly for myself again, but of course for Patreon members. So that's going to stay on Patreon. The sound slice practice videos are all on Patreon. I'll just say that. So if you do want the sound slice practice videos, Those are all on Patreon. Join me on Patreon. Those are at the paid tier, at the intro tier of the gold tier. So, but let's just go ahead and play through this with the melody or chords, your choice. Obviously, I can't hear you right now, so I'm just going to try out a few different things too. If you just want to sing along, that's wonderful. This is a great way for me too, as I'm working on trying to learn and sing these songs. And I'm in good swing. I recommend chord change. Walking bass. A lot of stuff, harmonies. Arpeggios. Rock. Metal. Metallica style. Anyways, it's really fun just to play along with the melody and try out some of those different compings. So again, the bolero is really great. Hello. Yes, I'm not sure if you're already on Patreon. So just to clarify, and my pleasure. So on Patreon, there's three tiers: gold, platinum. No, I take it back. I'm sorry. Silver. I can't keep track. I had too many tiers on Patreon, so I cut out the lower level ones, which was like coffee and espresso and bronze. Those are gone. But those members that sign into those lower tiers, coffee, espresso, and bronze, they are now upgraded to silver. Since whenever I did that 6 months ago or so at the beginning of the year. So that now they get all, for you guys who are on there, you get who are at those tiers, you get access to anything that's silver, because everything now starts getting posted at the silver tier. But there are posts from 6 years ago that might not be at that tier level, just so you know. And I'm not going to go back and change any of that because it's too much work. However, I do constantly repost a lot of the materials, because I've got 48,000 posts on Patreon. I know that's extreme. I'm a little extreme sometimes. So there are 48,000 posts to browse through if you have the time and are wanting to learn more from me. So, a lot of times people kind of will do that, and then they'll take a diamond tier lesson, and I'll kind of just recommend what to check out. Okay, hello, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, there's a free tier on Patreon, and that's like this on the live streams that I'm offering. I'm happy to share certain things to just for your enjoyment. There's 3 tiers: silver, platinum, and then gold. No, sorry, diamond. And the diamond's private, includes a 30-minute private once a month, and right now the diamond is sold out. So you'd have to join at the gold tier. The gold tier, I'll say that again, the silver tier. I'm not going to talk about this anymore because I get confused. The silver tier gets you access to all of my PDFs. Okay, all of the PDFs and all of the sound slices as well. So that's why I'm like, that's the best tier to start with, is because you get access to all of that. The bonus videos, which a lot of people like too, especially the private lessons and the workshops and classes, those are, if you join in at the platinum tier, got it right. If you join at the platinum tier, that gets you access to all of those. And of course, the diamond tier gets you access to everything, including a private lesson once a month. And I'll probably be adding more at the end of the summer, when I have some more time for more private lessons like that. If you are just tuning in, welcome. Don't forget to do this. I really appreciate it. That helps out the channel and inspires me to do more, as I know there are more viewers and people enjoying these lessons. So now what I just demonstrated there, if you missed it, I just put on my sound slice practice video. I know I was really small in the corner, but I'm just going to play a few. My pleasure. I'm just going to play a few of those examples for you. The really basic version is just this: summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping. I'll even simplify the chords a little bit. Cotton is high. I want to do some fancy stuff. I'm going to keep it really simple. Mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Little Purple Haze chord thrown in there, the turnaround there. But I often, if I'm playing swing especially, I like to do this. Don't you cry. That classic. One of these mornings, little bass line, you're gonna rise up singing. Spread your wings. I'll do some alternate changes. And take to the sky. One of these mornings, till that morning, whatever we're talking, there ain't nothing can harm you. I'm doing 3-note shapes. With daddy and mommy standing by. So that's kind of the swing style. If I were to do a bossa nova, I might usually hold my pick. I usually do hybrid picking like this. Summertime. And I'm adding more 2/5s now. I love this A minor. And instead of just the E7, you go B minor 7 flat 5, E7 to create that movement there. So if many of you know the song Black Orpheus, right? That's a beautiful song that has a lot of 2/5s. So again, that's very much in the jazz style. Sorry, I'm trying to get so you can see my fretboard here. Don't want that. So again, 2 B half dim 2/5. This is not necessarily written in the chart, so you have to add this in yourself. And then the secondary dominant there, the 5 to the 4 to the D minor. You can do D minor 9, D minor 6/9, D minor 7. Do anything you want there, and then to the E7. F7, that's called side slipping. That's a flat 6. That adds that bluesy quality to do this. Okay, and that can all be harmonic minor scale. If you're wondering what do I do for solo, or blues over this. So maybe that example would be something like this with the 2 5s, and in bossa style, I'll do it with my fingers, so it's hybrid style. Oh, I'm doing this A minor 9. I'll show you that I have the PDF. Hopefully you grabbed it. It's in the description. If you want to grab it, it's for free. Morris, good to see you. Right here. Little backbeat. The backbeat is just a 2 and 4, which gives it that groove. 2 5s. Sometimes. Standing by one of these mornings. Chord melody is really important. And bolero. You can do the 2 5s or just 5. Again, that's what I'm saying is on the chart, as we just looked at it there, grab the lead sheet. I'll say it again for anybody who's just joining in. Grab the lead sheet and it's in the description. The lead sheet is just basic. You want to add in those 2 5s if you're feeling it, but at least you know the basic progression is 1 5 1. Then the 5 going to the 4, secondary dominant. I always say when the 1 turns to dominant, many of you know this, it goes to the 4, 90% of the time. And then the 4 goes to the 5, but there's some fun stuff you could do. Let me show you what is quite common. You go D minor to the F7 or F9, and then a 2 5 cycle leading us back to the A minor, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7, and then turn that to minor, B minor 7 to E7, and that should be B minor 7 flat 5 to E7. So you get this. You can do tritone, B flat 7, and then A minor. So again, if you want to fancy up the changes, that's what you can do. You go. You can go right here. Bring out that bass line. So that's one thing you could do if you want to add more chords, if you want to busy it up. It's nice just, again, start with the bare bones basic version and then fancy it up. So when I'm playing swing, I'm going to load this up in a second here. Swing, I'm often doing this. So I'm going A minor, B diminished, which can also be E7 flat 9 with the B in the bass. This is where a lot of those charts get kind of fancy. You see A minor, E7 / B, or B diminished, A minor / C, and then B diminished. It's like a lot of chords thrown in at you, when really for soloing purposes, it's just A minor stuff. So it's just kind of common practice, again, to walk a bass. And then that led us to the 4 chord, the D minor. It's pretty common, again, to go. That's just all A minor. All A minor there. I mean, it's A minor to E7, but it's just kind of A minor, really. So again, for a gypsy jazz style, that works really well. It works great for bossa. If you want just more on the bass line movement, okay? You still add in the the substitutions too, if you want. And I have a 3-note chord version. If some of you are looking at the PDFs there, let me take a look here. Actually, I'm going to get the sound slice back up. Actually, I'm going to go back to this, and maybe you guys can practice it with me in case this is new for you. The Gypsy Bolero. I know many of you on Patreon are working on the Gypsy Bolero with me. Getting that triplet. Here to slow. So when you add it to the chords, okay. The other popular style in gypsy jazz for the Latin is gypsy bossa, and that'd be like this. You want to do all 8 notes, 1 and click and 3 and click and 4 and click. So you really focus on keeping it even. The backbeat on 2 and 4. You speed it if you want to. So that's the Gypsy Bolero style. This is a funkier style. That's something like I would do on Caravan when you're going, where you're doing more 16th notes. So again, I call that a Gypsy Latin funk. I don't know, there's a technical name for that, but that's what I call it on Patreon, Latin funk or Gypsy Latin funk. Caravan's a great song for that study. Let me go on to this. I know this lesson doesn't need to be too long today, but I just wanted to go over a few things here demonstrating. I can't change time signatures on this. So let me show you something that's really quite fun and different. 5/4. So I don't know how many of you guys on here know the song. Actually, it's supposed to be an E flat minor. I changed it to E minor. Do you guys know that song? It's a classic by Dave Brubeck. It's written by Paul Desmond, the saxophone player. That's take 5. If you don't know that one, check out my lesson on YouTube and Patreon, of course. It's a jazz classic. But the beautiful thing about that song is that it's in 5/4 time, one of the rare songs, if not the first jazz song in 5/4. And the typical pattern for that is 3 beats and then 2. The division of it is 3 plus 2. So you want to think as 1 and 3, and then 4/5. 1 and 3, 4/5. And the 4/5 is where you would actually change to the other chord if needed. Okay. McIver, hey, good to see you again. This is 5/4. If you want to give this a try with me, here's the pattern on the A minor 6 chord. Watch my thumb. 1 and 3, 4, 5. 1 and 3, 4, 5. That would be a 5/4 version of it. If you want to give that a try, set your iReal Pro app to 5/4, and that will be fun for practicing. And again, we can of course do it in 3/4, 1 as a waltz. In a gypsy jazz style, do 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 do, we could go. It's kind of a popular. So again, have fun with this. Not only is true for summertime, you can do this with any song. This will give your arrangements a unique vibe and feel. Summertime is a great tune to explore because it's so popular. So why not try it in a different key? Why not, add some substitutions? Why not try it with a different feel? You could do a modal. I don't know if yeah, I did include my modal studies here. But let me just load up another sound on Sound Slice, another summertime example here for you. So here's an example. It's just using 3-note shapes, and this is already included in the free packet. If you want to grab it on the link here. If you're not used to 3-note shapes, those are ideal for swing. Except one addition is that I often will use A minor 6. I just kept it vanilla. D minor 6 there. You got to check out part 2. I'll speed up a little bit, slow. There's a lot of dampening. All those little X's there, those should not ring. Those strings, those need to be dampened, okay? So again, this is a pretty basic and vanilla version of using the 3-note shapes. So check out the advanced version where I'm actually, the next version where I won't load it up here to save time, but where I'm walking the bass lines and I'm using A minor 6. I already demonstrated this. You could do this. All that stuff. A little shuffle. Walk the bass. And if I want to bring out the bass line, I'll often pick closer to the bridge to get that more biting sound, okay, closer to the bridge. So ponticello. So I'm going to see what other examples I have. Please feel free to type in the comments. I'm checking it out, seeing who's here, and I appreciate to see your name pop up. If you're on Patreon, definitely say hello. I appreciate you joining my online music community. Summertime. I think I have I didn't really talk about the ballad, so I want to talk about the ballad for a second here. Oh, I have that's me. I've got a picture too. This one comes with a little lesson here. McIver, I haven't seen your name in a while. Good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. I think it's been about 3 minutes. So check out here. I'm going to get rid of, I know there's a lesson. Exciting. That's what gives it harmonic rhythm. So this is from my a comping workshop I did online a few years ago where I used summertime, exactly kind of what I'm doing today. But today I'm actually showing a lot more different things that you can do too. These were just some examples. You could do a nice slow finger picking example, as you'll see here, slow and languid like this. See right here. Summertime and the living is easy. Where does it go? I don't remember what I wrote. Fish are jumping. Just some examples. This is a lot about movement. Daddy's rich. Mama's good looking. You can see what I mean there. You can just push play. You can jam on top of it. And I might just kind of be rubato. The vocalist would probably then go, so. All right. enough of that. So, but again, there's a lot of examples, and if you're already on Patreon, you have access to those sound slice practice videos as posted. And if you don't see a particular one, always feel free to leave a comment, because I can't keep up with how much stuff that I have. So I'm always trying to accommodate for folks who are requesting, saying, "Hey, can you put a sound slice practice video for this etude?" Sound slice really does help practice. It really you can turn on the metronome. It's like having, even though it's just a computer or maybe me in the room there, in that case, it's nice to have that interaction of some degree. So what else did I talk about here? We've got the modal comping. We've got, and modal means, this is a very popular approach. A minor 7, B minor 7. This is how Ella did it. Dorian. This is a Dorian. Like you're playing So What? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-ba-dum. So you have A minor, B minor 7, A minor, B minor 7. You're just toggling back and forth. You could do this with triads: A minor, B minor, A minor, or C major, D major, C major, D major, over this A in the bass. And on the D minor, it'd be F and G triads. That's all kind of a modal. There I'm using triad pairs, the two major triads, the 4 and the 5, against the minor, the relative minor. So you just have to know that if you're on A minor, you use C and D. A minor, C, D. That creates a Dorian. Great for soloing too. You got to learn your triads. I always say triads are the building blocks, the foundation. Master your triads, master your inversions. It's simple, but you build off of that in a massive way. So if you don't know your triads, take note, like, hey, I need to work on triads. Grab my triad study, the complete study, where we go through all those inversions and we go through stuff like this. But this is talking about application, how you can have fun going A and then doing the C shape. Like, it looks like an A shape, right? It's just 5, 5, 5. That's C major triad, but with the A in the bass, collectively it creates A minor 7. So then you slide that up a whole step. It's super easy. Now you have D major. So you have C major to D major just by doing this. Right? Kind of Latin jazz. But don't stop there. Go through the next inversion, C major to D major. I'm on the string set 4-3-2 here. Don't stop there. Do the next inversion. Stay on the same string set so you master these shapes. C major, slide it up 2 frets, D major. Got that A in the bass. Boom, boom. Now do it on the top 3 strings. So you got C, D, C, D, major triads, C, D, C, and D. And then when you go to the D minor, F, G, F, G, F, G, back to A minor. This is kind of a modal version. And if you want to create kind of a nice mood, maybe like what Ava Cassidy would do, she was a great singer. R.I.P. to Ava. So you'd go like this. Maybe use that open string. You get kind of beautiful and ethereal on this. Can put a little shuffle to it. I'm just using that open pedal tone on A and on the G for this. That's still Dorian. So mess around with that concept. Be adventurous. Learn your scales, learn your modes, learn your Dorian stuff, learn your triads. There's a lot of stuff I always say. But really, I'm all about learning the basics. If you master the basics, then you can be really creative and have a lot of fun, to where when you play Summertime and jam with friends or your band or just even by yourself, you can be creative and entertain yourself and not be repetitive. You'll play differently from this time to the next time. You got to kind of do that to make it interesting for yourself too, even if it's just coming up with a couple new riffs or a couple new licks. So that modal thing is really fun, again, both for the comping and for soloing. You can take those triads and just practice your triad pairs and ideas like that. So that's really fun. Feels, you can do a shuffle, you can do 6/8. We won't do the rock, don't worry. I won't. We can probably if we had the cowbell, we can kind of do more of a rock player, but I don't have a cowbell with me today. So hey, I do want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. It's nice to see some familiar names and some new names on this live stream. Let me know if you like it, and see you on Patreon. If you're not on there, please consider joining the online music community. It'll keep you pretty busy, and I'd love to communicate with you all more via Patreon too. So have a great day. See you guys. Cheers.